The Cleveland Browns are in a unique situation right now, Rex. They've got a first-time head coach that was just announced in Kevin Stefanski this week. So he shows up and immediately, I mean, right to the job, I guess. Rex, if you were Kevin, how would you handle this?
Well, I mean, first off, look, we all know this is a horrible look for Odell, and it's something that's going to be an embarrassing moment. But it doesn't have to be what you think of. Like, I thought last year, of all the guys, he's the guy that held onto that rope. He was the professional in the locker room last year. When others were pointing fingers and being immature, he was just the opposite of that. So to me, yeah, is it a bad moment? Of course it is. But as a new coach, look, man, you have to get around this guy. Only Odell Beckham can change. If he wants to change, that's the guy that's going to affect change more than anything. But the head coach has to have a relationship and an understanding with all his players. Look, do you just love the fact that, you know, this guy is a player, or do you actually care about him as a person as well? That's what's got to be genuine, though. I can tell you, if it's not genuine, he'll see right through it. But that's the thing that you have to have as a coach. That's it. So I had relationships with every one of my players. It wasn't that they got away with things. A lot of times it was just the opposite of that. But this guy's not going to care what you have to say until you show that you care. And this is going to be an opportunity for Stefanski, you know, to maybe reel this guy in some.
Why is it always something? It's always something with Odell Beckham Jr. I mean, we're always want to discuss how much of a distraction it's going to be. I mean, it's important for him to respect who his boss is, I believe. If he doesn't have the respect for the head coach or the play caller or the quarterback, you're going to have problems. He was in a great situation last year in Cleveland, Rex. You're right. I mean, he had his buddies there. I mean, he had quarterback he had a relationship with. I mean, he got out of New York. So then now you have this. If I'm a leader in the locker room, I just know it's always something with this guy, and it's always going to be something next year. So Stefanski, you better get ahead of this and develop an off-season relationship before he even gets there in terms of an understanding of this situation, because I don't know how you don't know. How do you not know that this isn't something you should not do in front of cameras to an, you know, in quotation marks, amateur athlete? In an amateur athlete, you're putting out cash on film. It's just something that the awareness is not there in this situation. I'm sure he regrets it, but this is something now the Cleveland Browns have to deal with.
Of course he's regretting it, but when I look at, you know, Odell Beckham in that situation, you know, being an LSU Tiger in the national championship, yes, it did look bad him on national television and handing the money, but I think it looked more bad. It was a bad look on NCAA also. These guys sitting up here for the last couple of years talking about, can they make money or can they not make money? Where you see everybody else making money off the likeness of these collegiate players' name. And I'm not really, I mean, that's a bigger subject to get into. But when you look at Stefanski being the head coach, of being able to reel in a guy like Odell Beckham, I think I heard Coach Stefanski saying that he's going to let guys' personality show, but not to a point to where it distracts the team and takes away from the game of football. I think what Odell, him handing that money out on national television was a bad look. Now, where does he go from here? I think now we're just waiting on Odell Beckham to quit with the off-the-field antics and get to playing some football. And I think that Coach Stefanski is the man that can reel his whole team in. He's just one of many personalities on that Cleveland Brown team. Yeah. So for them to be able to reel one of the biggest names in, they need to get under Odell Beckham under wraps.
Yeah, but we all know how it is, right? In the NFL, when there's a new GM or there's a new head coach, there's a changing of the guard. If you were brought in by the previous regime, your chances of being gone are greater than your chances of staying. Odell Beckham was traded for by John Dorsey. John Dorsey is no longer there. I would be surprised, very surprised, if Odell Beckham Jr. is on this Cleveland Browns team throughout the 5 years of Kevin Stefanski's contract. Yes. Kevin Stefanski has a 5-year contract. Odell Beckham Jr. will likely not make it. He is not their guy. They don't even have an acting GM right now, but the GM that traded for him is gone. Therefore, it is more likely that you will be gone. And antics like this, the money, like the spanking, the megaphone, stealing the megaphone from the LSU, I mean, it's funny and it's not funny, but I think the headache, Cleveland has been this. Distracting, known for the wrong things. They're trying to build something new there. They're trying to build professionalism, accountability. Quite honestly, what I have seen out of Jarvis Landry each and every day. You want to talk about a poster child for like how to do things right. To me, Jarvis Landry. And if Odell Beckham Jr. is able to sort of get on board and act more like Jarvis, then fine, he will be there. But I would just say, new GM, you guys know how it is. That's not how it goes down.
And there have been multiple examples of strong-willed head coaches going into new teams that have that whole distraction aspect of it and getting rid of it.
Yeah.
That's what they do. It's like, here comes, this is my team now. All that you were last year, I don't care what you did. We got to get rid of this guy so I can establish it for myself. Does Stefanski think he needs to do that?
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports and analysis, download the ESPN app, and for live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN Plus.